Is it time to replace your tires? It's so hard to know. From safety to performance, your tires are one of the most important things on your ride. So let's take a look at when is it time to replace your tires. Alright, so how has your bike been performing? Hopefully good. But it's something to think about. And sometimes you feel like, how am I performing? You're out there, you feeling you're not just railing the berm or getting as tight as you want to on things. You feel like you're not setting up or landing your jumps as well. You feel like you're just not able to have the confidence on the bike that you've had. And maybe it's your tires. Maybe it's not you, it's the tires. They're so important. And really, when you think about it, they are expensive, but they are a lot cheaper than the consequences if they're not in good condition. So let's take a look at how I've been doing on my bike. I've been feeling that it just hasn't been performing up to where I need it to be. And it's getting kind of sketchy. My back tire has been losing performance on the corners. I also have just really washed out landing jumps, scrubbing things. It goes way further than I want, and it's not breaking and stopping the way that I want to. So I got some problems in the back of the house. This deserves a deeper inspection. Front tire, to me, the most important tire where you need the most traction. I'm not so concerned about it, but I want to just kind of check the general overall condition. It is somewhat dry, as you can see. It does have some cracking. When I look at these lugs on the side, they're okay. It looks bad, but they're not coming off. They're firm. I still got a really good depth on the front, and the side lugs on this side are a lot better. If you take a quick comparison of the same tire, but man, it's a big difference. And this is just like gummy, like just amazingly tacky, and it'll grip or climb up anything I need it to. Whatever you ride, like as far as mud or dryness or rocks, it's gonna take some of that moisture out of the rubber, but this is ideal. It's really a good idea to have the best front tire you can, but this is a brand new one, and we can't all ride brand new tires every time. So the front tire, I'm gonna say it's okay for now. And a lot of times, like when you go to the mechanic or whatever, it's okay, but you should think about replacing it. That's what we got right here. Let's take a look at the back of the house where the problems are. As I inspect my lugs, this is the side that takes the most abuse for me in my back tire. I can feel them actually just coming off the back. They're just really ripping. You can see how they eat out, and you can actually just kind of like peel them off almost. And what will happen is eventually when you get to one, it'll come all the way off. Dun dun dun! There it is. There's my problem. I'm missing a whole side lug. Some people say you could lose one lug and be okay, or two lugs or three lugs. I've even heard people say as long as it's got no less than 8 lugs missing, you're all right. I don't know about that. It depends on what you ride and how hard you ride. Just missing this one lug, I could really feel how much I was losing at that critical point when I'm turning. It looks like I got a puncture in probably like the first layer of the sidewall. You do have multiple layers to the sidewalls depending on how strong your tire is or what you choose, like a double down versus this tire. But still, this 3C casing, it's got a tear in it, but it's not leaking. I come back, I might even have a little bit of a slash starting right there. Something big happened here. And this is probably where my bad performance area is happening. But as I go through, my center tread is just really worn down. And as I feel it, it is just super dry. And it's just like, I can't even believe it's performing. When you look at the side knobs compared to the front tire, you could really just see how it's coming apart. It's disintegrating. And it just doesn't have much moisture left to it. There's not much in the rubber compound that is tacky anymore, and it's just been used and abused. You could get away with riding a tire with a missing lug. It depends on also how far out you're going and what you're doing and where you're riding and are you by yourself and different variables, of course. and conditions too. I would definitely not ride this in something super loose because you're going to lose a lot of traction. So the word on this one is it needs to be replaced. Okay, so this tire's toast. We got safety concerns, we got performance issues, and wow, this new tire looks phenomenal. A grip master. What could be some possible issues if we put this brand new back tire on this bike right now? If you guessed C, you guessed correct. This tire is so grippy and so new. If this is in my driving force as I'm pedaling, and I got this in the back, and I got this dusty old gal up front, washout. The front tire can't take how great this new tire is going to be doing. I really try to avoid that because I've had that happen. And basically what you're doing is you got a new tire that is just on fire, ready to rock, and your other tire is like just trying to keep up. It's not going to hold out well. So putting a brand new back tire on without a really good front tire could be a recipe for disaster. This tire could hold up to the back. Switching both tires would be amazing. And yeah, it'd be great to have the money to do that all the time, but a lot of us don't. So this grippy new tire on the back is going to have to wait. Spare tires, might not seem like they're worth to keep around, but having an older tire can actually be a huge asset in balancing things out. It's a great idea to keep your spare tires or get a tire from a friend. We have some bachelors right here for Dusty Old Betty, and I think we could find a really good match and they can have a happy life together. So when we look at these, there's some things to consider. Let's break it down. Bachelor number one is actually a DHF by Maxxis. You probably have noticed by now that I've been featuring Maxxis tires. That's been rolling for a while. I love Schwalbe. A great front tire would be a Magic Mary. The DHF is a decent front tire. I really prefer the Assegai. Putting this front tire on the rear could work. Maxxis has said DHF is for front, but if you put it in the back, your bike won't explode. I don't know. I think it's going to have too much rolling resistance and it's not really cut out for what I want on the back. Bachelor number one, you gotta go. DHF, no go on the back. You can see this is actually, they dated. This is the DHR from that pair, but they both are pretty sunburnt. They must have been hanging out on the beach a lot. And they got a lot of tanning going on and they're kind of leathery. When I look at it, I don't know. Something about these ones makes me feel like I'm going to regret taking the time to put them on. If it was my last resort, I totally would do it. But I got other ships in the sea. So this one, a DHR, I'm going to let this one go. No. This one has a lot of tread to it. And it is really in good shape because it was one of my front tires that I replaced and I might have to use again. Looks like it has a little bit of something on it, but that's okay. Overall, when I look at this one, it's a DHF again. I'm not into it. It's gonna be, like you probably thought, Bachelor number 4. When we look at it, the rubber compound is just in great shape for a back tire. I don't know why I replaced this one. I'm looking at it and I see thorns can be a bad issue, but that's not a thorn. That's just something that I ran over that just stuck in the tread, but it's nothing that's really like anything that would puncture the structural integrity of the tire. It looks grippy, it looks good, it doesn't like it's gonna oversteer the front or wash out the front. I think this is Dusty Betty's new partner. I think she found new love. Alright, the best solution was, I love Dusty Betty. That Assegai front tire has been the best tire I've ever had. Love her. So the best thing I could do is give her a good partner. Usually that's how it rolls for me. My front is lasting longer than my back, so I work that out. But remember, you can go front to back, but going back to front could be disastrous. So just make sure that your front tire is always the grippiest tire, and you'll be good. And then really looking at your tires and assessing them early is critical. Stay on top of your rubber, stay on top of your ride. So I anticipated this, got new tires, they're ready to rock, and I'm going to get them on there when it's the right time. So thinking about the supply chain and how difficult it can be putting on new tires, especially with the asymmetrical rims and stuff like that, it can be really tricky. So in my next video, I'm going to talk about troubleshooting putting on new tires, and maybe you'll join me for that. Ride the chaos, yeah!